10 years ago, my world changed forever. I was a young mother living in Putao, Myanmar, full of dreams for my family and my future. But then, an illness took away my eyesight, and with it, the life I once knew. Before I lost my sight, I loved watching the sunrise over the mountains, listening to my children laugh, and working in our small garden. My life was simple, but it was filled with hope and love. But everything changed when I became ill. At first, it was just a blur, then darkness. I remember the fear and confusion as the world faded away. I felt lost, helpless, and terrified of what my future would hold. I cried for days, mourning the life I had lost. I worried about my children, about how I would care for them, and about what would become of me. The sadness was overwhelming, and I felt completely alone. After I married, I moved with my husband to Shwegu, hoping for a fresh start. But instead of support, I faced suspicion and coldness from my new family. My in-laws and even my husband saw me as a burden. They wanted me to stay hidden at home, refusing to help or understand my struggles as a blind woman. Their words and actions made me feel worthless. Each day, I sat alone in a dark room, listening to the world go by outside. I longed for kindness, for someone to see me as more than my disability. The loneliness was crushing, and I often wondered if anyone cared. In my despair, I turned to prayer. Day and night, I asked for comfort, for strength, for a sign that I was not forgotten. My faith became my only companion, giving me the courage to endure. Even when I felt hopeless, I tried to hold on. I remembered the love I once had, and I prayed for a better tomorrow. My prayers were sometimes filled with tears, but also with a quiet hope that things could change. One day, a kind stranger visited our village. She heard about my situation and came to see me. For the first time in years, someone listened to my story and treated me with respect. This generous donor offered to help me. She brought me to a retirement home, a place where I could finally feel safe and cared for. I was nervous, but also deeply grateful. At first, everything was unfamiliar, but the staff and other residents welcomed me warmly. For the first time in so long, I felt a sense of belonging and peace. Now I wake up each day with gratitude in my heart. I have friends to talk to, people who care, and a place to call home. My blindness no longer defines me. I am valued for who I am. Looking back, I see how far I have come. The pain and loneliness were real, but so was my strength. I survived because I never gave up hope, and because someone cared enough to help. To anyone facing darkness, please remember, you are not alone. There is always hope, even when it feels impossible to find. Sometimes, all it takes is one act of kindness to change a life. I am forever grateful to the donor who saw me, and to everyone who has shown me compassion. My journey has been hard, but today I am filled with happiness and peace. My story is just one among many. I hope it inspires you to look for those who are suffering in silence and to offer them a hand. Together, we can bring light to even the darkest places.